Tucker had a revelation I did not know. Let's watch that.
Can I just say one thing, though? That this is what I experienced during that time. The allegation that there was abusive minors proven on the laptop, that came from the Israelis. I'm just telling you that. They came to me with that, so I know that. And one of the things that enraged me about the statement from those sleazy intel guys is that they blame the Russians for it. Now, maybe the Russians had a hand in it, but it was the Israelis who were pushing that. Fact. I mean, literally to me, I sent one of my producers out to go meet with one of a guy connected to Netanyahu. They were behind that, and I felt that everybody in DC knew that, but there was so much pressure never to criticize Israel in any way that they were just like, it's the Russians. It's the Russians. They're the ones penetrating our political system. It's like, you lie. Everyone knows what's actually happening. This was my perspective, and it drove me insane. And by the way, I didn't say that on Fox News. I'll admit it. I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. You're right. I just want to say I was part of the problem also, but I knew it.
These are startling admissions. And by the way, Glenn, it's that pattern is not unusual. We saw once Dropsite News had emails from Ehud Barak and Larry Ellison. It was revealed that every international deal that Jeffrey Epstein did was in favor of Israel, and mainstream media ran with headlines about how it was Russia. So what's going on here? Have they been like literally actively lying to us our whole lives?
Well, remember, one of the thing that bothered me the most about the whole Hunter Biden episode was not the content of the laptop. I always said the stuff about his personal life like has no relevance. We shouldn't even know about that, and if we do, we shouldn't care. It was, the sleazier stuff about profiteering off the Biden influence, but I never thought it was such a big deal. What bothered me the most was that the intelligence community came out with that letter explicitly lying and saying that it was Russian disinformation. The Russians were behind this. Nobody should use this laptop. And then ultimately I got prohibited at my own media outlet from using it on the grounds that it was its authenticity was in question because it was pushed by the Russians. This was a complete lie from the very beginning. And I can tell you for sure that in so many of these instances, Israel or its loyalists in the United States use sexual blackmail like nobody else. Many of the most powerful surveillance and hacking technology are Israeli or are in the hands of people like Palantir who have complete loyalty to the Israelis. You can depict this as, an attempt to blame this tiny little country for everything that goes wrong. But the reality is that when it comes to these sorts of practices, nobody does them more effectively and more sociopathically than the Israelis. And yes, I mean, the way in which Israel has its hands in so many different things in our country has, like I said before, not only been, but continues to be the main taboo in media for all sorts of reasons. And I do think at the end of the day, the kind of extreme hysteria and backlash, yes, it's part of the fact that people don't like left-wing economic populism, don't like socialism or protecting the capitalist class. But more than anything, they see it as a threat to Israel and its sovereignty and hegemony in the United States. And I don't know if you saw, like Joe Scarborough almost had an aneurysm online talking about Hassan and the Democratic Party's directional movement toward his worldview. All of this is about Israel, but not just about Israel, but they have a huge army of loyalists in the United States who carry out the agenda of Israel in our foreign policy, even in our economics. These people are incredibly powerful and nobody wants to confront them because they are limitless in what they will do to you. And that's why, even subconsciously, they may not even realize they're afraid of those forces, but that's why these people stay so firmly in line.
Yeah, and they have no bounds, and they also attack Jewish Americans. It has nothing to do with religion. It just has to do with nationalism. Yeah, and so Glenn, I never got a chance to ask you this, but so there's a picture released of you that some people considered compromising. Again, private lives, I couldn't care less, right? Obviously, you criticize Israel, but you criticize a lot of countries and a lot of governments. So, did you ever find out, who was behind that?
Yeah, I mean, we know the immediate people who acquired those videos and then released them, but still don't really fully have the complete picture of the agenda behind it, who actually pay them for it and the like. And I'm a little bit restrained in what I can say because there is a criminal investigation and criminal proceedings ongoing. But yeah, that was an example of exactly the kind of thing that I'm talking about. I'm by far not the first person to whom that's happened. I definitely won't be the last. For me, it made no difference because I've always believed that people's private lives are their own. I've, obviously had a lot of experience just being gay for one thing, and having to develop your own moral code about how you live your life. But there are a lot of people petrified of having their secrets exposed, and they'll do anything literally to prevent it. And that is a much bigger factor in our media discourse and our political decision making than I think a lot of people realize.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.